Welcome back, true crime aficionados. Today we're diving headfirst into the chaotic life of Barry Smith, a name that might just have you questioning your own life choices. Prepare for a roller coaster ride filled with charm, crime, and a whole lot of character as we unravel this vibrant story. So, grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get started. We're rewinding to the late 1980s in London, a melting pot of cultures, colors, and characters. Here, in a lively community, Barry Smith was born. A bright-eyed kid with dreams bigger than the London Eye. Growing up in a working-class neighborhood, Barry was known for his infectious smile and quick wit. His parents, Margaret and Joseph, were hard-working individuals who had emigrated from Ireland. They instilled in him the value of hard work, but they also exposed him to the hustle of London city life, where opportunities were rife but fraught with danger. Underneath that charm was a hint of mischief. And boy did he love to stir the pot. Barry's childhood was filled with adventure as he and his friends roamed the streets, concocting wild schemes and getting into light trouble. From sneaking into local fairs to competing in friendly soccer matches, Barry was the life of the party. Equipped with a magnetic personality, he could charm anyone from shopkeepers to schoolteachers, often walking away with extra candies or favors. As a teenager, Barry thrived in a world buzzing with sports and music. With the rise of popular bands like Oasis and the Smiths, Barry found himself drawn to the vibrant music scene of the 90s. He was often found at pubs and clubs, singing along with friends to songs that resonated with their aspirations. But let's be real. Who doesn't love a little excitement? Barry had a magnetism that pulled people in, leading him down paths that would have most parents shaking their heads. Embarking on his first job as a bar back in a popular local nightclub, Barry saw firsthand the glamour and chaos of nightlife. The intoxicating environment of flashing lights and live music ignited a fire in him. His work allowed him to mingle with both patrons and performers, planting the seeds of ambition in his young mind. As Barry served drinks, he would eavesdrop on conversations about record deals and big breaks, dreaming that he would one day find his place in that world. However, behind this allure lay a darker current. As he witnessed the thrill of attention and hedonism that accompanied alcohol and fame, Barry also saw the pitfalls, substance abuse and desperation lurking like shadows in the corners of those vibrant clubs. Even at this early age, a part of Barry wondered if fame came at a price. Fast forward to the late 90s, Barry was at a proverbial crossroads. Instead of pursuing college or a stable job, he was lured by the siren call of street culture and adventure. One night out led to another, secrets whispered in dark alleys, and suddenly, Barry was deep into the throes of the criminal underworld. One fateful evening, while working at the bar, Barry was introduced to a group of charismatic individuals who dealt in the underground circuit. They were selling everything from counterfeit goods to illicit substances, spinning tales of luxury and excitement. Fascinated, Barry was drawn to their allure and the thrill they promised. With each encounter, he felt like he was living in a fast-paced film, and soon, his fascination turned into temptation.
You only live once, right?
Barry's first venture into crime was a small-time drug deal, a mere taste of the thrill that awaited him. He told himself as he stood on a dark street corner exchanging cash for merchandise, heart racing with exhilaration. But what began as innocent flirting with danger quickly spiraled out of control. With each daring escapade, Barry climbed the ranks, making alliances with some seriously notorious characters. He was like a modern-day Robin Hood, except, without the giving to the poor part. The glitz of flashy cars, exclusive parties, and wild nights left him intoxicated by the power and status that accompanied the criminal lifestyle. By the early 2000s, Barry was riding high. His charm and cunning intelligence allowed him to orchestrate elaborate schemes that left authorities baffled. As Barry's notoriety grew, so did rivalries. Local gangs began to take notice, their hunger for power driving them to make bold moves. Barry was caught in a game of chess, where every move played could either solidify his empire or lead to his demise. Barry's parties, once a sanctuary, were also becoming battlegrounds as rival factions clashed and chaos erupted. Then came the fateful day when Barry's luck ran out. Picture the scene. With a meticulously planned heist on the horizon, Barry felt invincible. This was it, his grand finale that would solidify his status as a kingpin in London. However, the excitement turned into dread when Barry discovered that the police had been monitoring his activities closely. The night of the heist was electric with tension. Barry gathered his crew, a mix of nerves and adrenaline in the air, preparing for what he hoped would be a life-changing operation. As they entered the Target building, an upscale jewelry store, he felt the thrill pulsing through him. But as they made their way to the vault, a sudden surge of doubt washed over him. Had they overlooked something? Moments later, the piercing sound of sirens slicing through the night shattered the atmosphere like a knife cutting through silk. Panic ensued as they rushed to escape, but it was too late. The entrance was swarmed with law enforcement, and before Barry knew it, he was tackled to the ground and handcuffed, the life he had built crumbling around him. The city held its breath as Barry stood trial, a charismatic figure at the center of a sensational case. Every day in the courtroom was filled with gripping revelations that shocked the nation and had the media buzzing. Friends turned against him, and he was met with betrayal at a level he had never anticipated.
Caught red-handed participating in a series of high-stakes robberies, Mr. Smith escalated his criminal intent.
The prosecutor declared, painting a damning picture of Barry's life. The media frenzy portrayed him as a modern-day villain, feeding on society's fascination with crime. Yet, amidst the tumult, Barry remained composed, his natural charisma still shining through. His defense put forth a narrative of a troubled youth enticed by adventure and bad decisions, emphasizing that he had the potential for change. As the trial progressed, it became clear that the stakes had never been higher. Would the judge see Barry as simply a product of his environment, or would he be sentenced to years behind bars for his actions? As the gavel fell, and the verdict was announced, guilty, Barry found himself thrust into the confines of prison. The glitz and glamour faded into the background, replaced by cold walls and the clanging of metal doors. It was time for serious soul-searching. Surrounded by hardened criminals, Barry had a lot of time to reflect on his life choices. Why did he choose this path? What now? Initially, the conditions were brutal, and the weight of despair threatened to pull him under. But Barry wasn't one to sit idly by. He began to write, penning down his reflections and sharing stories of his past with fellow inmates. These letters turned into inspiration, reaching far beyond the prison walls, as he shared tales of adventure, excitement, and the inevitable downfall that followed. Through workshops and group therapy sessions, Barry discovered the power of connection. He began mentoring other young inmates, sharing the lessons he had learned about the perils of chasing the wrong dreams. Each story was a mirror reflecting their struggles, and as he spoke, he felt a purpose igniting within him. Fast forward to today. After serving his time, Barry emerged like a phoenix from the ashes. With a fierce commitment to change, he dedicated his life to helping others avoid the pitfalls that had led him astray. He became involved with rehabilitation programs, determined to be a guiding light for those who had lost their way.
Who better to tell the story of redemption than someone who's lived it?
He often said, flashing that familiar, infectious smile. His past became a powerful tool for educating the youth, driving home the message that every choice holds weight and that it's never too late to turn one's life around. As he traveled across the country, Barry found acceptance and forgiveness in unexpected places. Teachers praised his efforts and students listened intently as he recounted his experiences with authenticity, lacing his tale with humor interspersed with serious lessons. The warm reception fueled his passion, solidifying his resolve to make an impact. Even as Barry found success in outreach, echoes of his past lingered. Memories of betrayal and lost friendships haunted him, but he learned to come to terms with them. He reached out to former allies and rivals, seeking reconciliation with those who had once been part of his life. Some welcomed him back, others, however, had moved on, unwilling to forgive. But Barry understood it was all part of his journey toward redemption. Years later, Barry would often reflect on his tumultuous journey, from the hustles of London nightlife to the confines of a prison cell, and now standing as a catalyst for change. He returned to his roots, visiting local schools and neighborhoods to inspire others to pursue their dreams without losing themselves along the way. Barry's charm remained, but now it was aimed at building bridges instead of breaking laws. With a determined heart, he founded a non-profit organization aimed at steering youth away from crime, focusing on providing mentorship, skills development, and resources to those in need. He created safe spaces for young people to explore their passions, standing as tangible proof that one's past does not dictate the future. In the end, his journey is not just about a young man who lost his way in the chaos of life. It's about the power of transformation, healing, and the meaningful connections that can be forged through shared struggles. The wild tale of Barry Smith is a testament to the power of choice, charm, and change, showing us that we all have the capacity to rise, rebuild, and reclaim our destinies. And there you have it, folks. Barry's riveting story serves as a reminder that life is full of twists and turns, and whether you find yourself in chaos or on a path to redemption, it's never too late to alter your destiny. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more captivating true crime stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vibrant stories that life has to offer.